What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, let's do a little video on what's been really going on with these simpletons out here. And this is really starting to aggravate me because you have men like this. Where's that doctor damn? Boyce Watkins bullshit. Here we go.
So modern women have...
Not that one.
But I can tell you,
Yes. Let's talk about Dr. Boyce Watkins. Sorry, I was trying to cue up the video, but let's get on let's get on this bald-headed thumb of a Negro.
but I can tell you, in our community, you have a lot of 45-year-old teenagers out here. You have a lot of men who don't want responsibility for anything. They can't even take responsibility for themselves. So the idea of imagining taking responsibility for a group of people, being a leader, leading a group of people, that's beyond their comprehension for some of them.
Stop the.
Okay, so you heard what this Negro said. That's referring to this video right here. And shout out to the Duke.
The topic of the day. This young lady went to a podcast event and she has a very interesting question that she's going to ask. Let's play that clip.
Mom of 7 and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, so this is a little, hold on. We're talking about 7 children, okay? This is no offense to you because it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man. What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the financial footing to take care of you and 7 children. And then you also have to be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children on 1 person is a lot to create structure in. So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have to be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man in a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that registers as love to him when you have to love 7 other individuals? You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own.
Yep.
That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids. Right. But if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father.
No, hear me out. Hold on.
So you heard what she said. Now, this is a problem, especially here in the black community, because you have women that keep having these children by these men that don't give a damn about these women and keep on popping out these kids. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this bald-headed bastard is going to piss me the fuck off. I'm going to just say that right now. So, if you've made it this far through this video and haven't seen me cuss, you going to hear me cuss like a sailor with this. I'm really trying to hold this shit in. You're going to see me go off with this bald bitch right here.
Honest opinion of this interaction. That was Dr. Boyce Watkins, and he did respond to it like this.
Second piece here. Children are a blessing, but you don't understand what a blessing children are until you get to a certain age and a certain level of maturity.
Yes, children are a blessing to you as the father, as the biological father of those kids. See, Boyce wants to sit here and skate over the fact that he has a wife that's a baby mama to several other men. He wants to magically scoot over that. He's one of those old Negroes that believe that taking care of another man's kids, it's a good thing. It's a helping hand in the community. I'm going to say this. And no disrespect to these children, because I'm about to say something that's going to be really foul. But, I mean, shit, fuck it. Why am I going to take care of another man's kids? And what are they going to do to benefit me? Why am I going to raise another man's DNA, kids, biological kids, at the detriment of me having my own kids? See, evolutionarily, in evolution, the weaker DNA should be purged from the DNA pool. Meaning, that man's genetics should have been purged from the genetic lottery. Meaning, his seed should have died with him. But you have guys like this advocating for men to take care of another man's kids at the detriment of having his own. You got me fucked up.
The problem you have in your community is that you have a community that really lacks masculinity. So you have a lot of men who cannot even fathom the idea of doing the work required and having the maturity required to be able to manage a group of children.
You're talking about masculinity. Boyce, you are one of the least masculine motherfuckers I know. Men that I work with have said, you better not take care of another man's kids. In the wild, if a female lion had children and lost her mate, and another mate comes in and steps in as her mate, that lion will either delete those children, those cubs, or those cubs be hung out to dry and survive on their own. So forgive me, but ain't no other species of male is taking care of another male's kids. Sorry to say that.
They never saw it. They never had it. They never engaged with a real man on a daily basis. They never had a man step in for their mother. So they really think that their job is to go around, spread your seed, put your penis in every girl that moves, show up to her house just to have sex and eat dinner, and then go home and literally reject these little children, these little souls.
Boyce, I want to slap you upside your bald, puny ass head, looking like the fucking black Mr. Clean. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. What are you talking about? You'll be the motherfucker that's willing to take on another man's responsibility instead of creating your own legacy like you have.
Little innocent kids that might be looking to you for mentorship or leadership. Now, I'm not here to tell every man how to be a man. I can't do that. I can only talk to the men who want to be men and those who already are there. The little boys, I can't deal with. But I can tell you, in our community, you have a lot of 45-year-old teenagers out here. You have a lot of men who don't want responsibility for anything. They can't.
No, these men want responsibility. Here's the problem. They don't want to be responsible for another person's kids. That's what you motherfuckers don't get. You and motherfuckers like Dr. fucking Umar don't get that fucking fact through your puny ass brain. For somebody that has so much intellect, you really look at the world as a singular object. Why is he coming in and taking care of another man's kids? Why is he taking care of another man's kids? That is the question that we all keep asking you. And a lot of you can't even answer that fucking question your damn self. Umar's never been married, but he has 2 baby mamas. You are married and your wife had kids before you. You've been chasing her for fucking 20 years. So what are you talking about, Boyce? At this point, we all can see the fucking signs at the end of the tunnel. You got the leftovers. You're telling black men to go out there and get with the leftovers. That's what you're basically telling us. Go out there and get with a baby mama because her kids needs a mentor in their life. I understand that. Yes, mentor the kids, but the problem is you're trying to make these men date these women that have these kids and mentor them at the detriment of having their own genetic legacy. Fuck all that. Why is that always an argument in the black community of taking care of another man's kids? Tell the women to stop. Tell the women to keep their goddamn legs closed from these different men. Tell them that. Keep your fucking legs closed. Stop pushing out all these kids. Be selective at who you let in your body. They always want to call themselves queens, but yet, if you're a queen, you'll be very selective at who you can have children by. You have children by the man that you say you fucking want, not by the man that's right there that's got the motherfucking hardest dick on the fucking planet. Y'all want to sit here and basically put it always on the black men. Tell these women to stop having these children by these different men. Simple as that. You know they're not going to listen, so at this point, you just talking to the fucking birds. You have no respect by black men. Umar has no respect by black men. But we keep on dancing around. We keep on dancing around America Bush talking about this shit and nothing's getting done. Tell the women stop getting pregnant by these different dudes that they know ain't worth a damn. And tell the Pookie Ray Rays to stop getting all these women pregnant. But you know what? That ain't gonna happen because these women are strong and independent and they can make their own fucking decisions. So at this point, I'm talking to the fucking bush. The flaming bush at the edge of the damn road. That's who I'm talking to. And it's burning to the damn ground.
Can't even take responsibility for themselves. So the idea of imagining taking responsibility for a group of people, being a leader, leading a group of people, that's beyond their comprehension for some of them. So I can definitely say this. If I was talking to the woman and she wanted my 2 cents, I would say, well, if you're going to get a man that's going to help you with those 7 kids, you better find you a real man. You better find a man that knows how to hustle.
No. How about this? Tell her to be a real woman and she should have kept her legs closed. You talk about a real man that's going to hustle. Real men do hustle. Problem is, why am I going to hustle for kids that ain't mine? See, here's the thing, boys. 51 to 54% of black men don't have any children. There, we got it. So why is a man why the majority of men become responsible for the women that have all these damn children? Nobody can seem to answer that fucking question.
You better find a man that ain't scared of hard work. You better find a man who understands responsibility. You got to find a man who has an investor's mindset where he understands that investing in young people is a good way to protect himself in old age. It's a great...
Yeah, invest in young people. Yes, invest in young people. Young minds that want to be forged into something great. Not ones that are set on being mediocre. That's what you don't realize, Boyce. You have a lot of these kids that don't have any structure in their home. And you're telling men to come into a home with no structure and try to teach these kids that those lessons are going to be lost on those kids. Especially if the mama doesn't want to hold these kids accountable when they do some stupid shit. If there's no structure in the home, those lessons, those teachings are going to be lost to the stars. Lost and they're going to be lost along with you when you die. Let's keep it a buck.
Contribution to the community, you have to find a man who's got real masculinity. Masculinity is not just smoking a cigar. You see guys running around smoking cigars and growing beards because those beards literally are beards. The beards are fake masculinity used to cover up false masculinity. It covers up their weakness. It covers up their insecurity. So they think that that's masculinity. Drinking liquor, smoking cigars, and growing a beard. That does not make you a man. That does not make you masculine.
And let me ask you this, boys. Why am I going to listen to a man talking about masculinity? Why am I going to listen to a man that's talking about masculinity that's in his car that looks to me to be a minivan? Boys, you are the least masculine man everybody on the internet knows. And you're talking about masculinity. First of all, you took a picture on your wedding day with Willie D and your wife, and Willie D looked like the husband, and you look like the best man at your own wedding. I might add. Then your wife, you've been chasing your wife for 20 years while she's had kids by multiple men. That's two. And three, you're talking about masculinity, and yet you are the one that got scammed by Jay Morrison and refused to take accountability for you getting other people scammed. So if I'm going to talk to somebody that's talking about masculinity, that person would not be you. Boys, let's keep it a buck, buddy. Let's keep it a buck. You have no credibility to tell men what to do. You've alienated yourself from these men. You keep on trying to hold the torch up to our feet when the very ones that you are doggone supporting are the ones that need to be held, their feet held to the fire. It's always the same shit. You got simps and you got panda bears like Boyce, always trying to sit here and put the blame on the men instead of holding the women accountable as much as they hold the men accountable.
What makes you a man is having strategic thinking, intelligence. What makes you a man is the ability to work hard for your goals. What makes you a man is being able to compete in the world. What makes you a man is being able to lead properly. What makes you a man is being able to take responsibility for something. That is literally a universal metric of masculinity, even amongst mammals. They measure masculinity by how much territory you can control and how many people you can actually hold down. So a lot of
You never said that they would take care of those children that the mother had. You never said that. So that's how I know that you on that bullshit. Steadily talking that bullshit, but don't even realize that you damn exposing yourself on the side. Dumbass.
your men are weak. They are the beta to the white man's alpha. They don't know nothing about taking leadership and nothing. All they know how to do is be pleasure seekers. All they know how to do is show up for the sex and dinner and then go home because they don't want responsibility for anything because responsibility scares them. So I'm not saying that every man needs to go and take responsibility for somebody's kids because you may not be qualified for the job, but I am here to say that there are millions of children in the black community. There are millions of kids who, through no fault of their own, have no man that's protecting them. There are millions of children out there, and what is really fascinating to me is how many people will just look at that situation and say, "F those kids." I just don't understand how you could call yourself pro-black and say to hell with all these little black babies.
And here we go with the pro black shit. Boys, if you want to be quote unquote B1, here's what you need to identify, or not identify. This is what you need to have a conversation about. Getting these black scammers out of the spotlight for people to get bamboozled. That's what you need to do. You want to talk about black power? You want to talk about B1? You want to talk about all this stuff? You need to stop supporting the scammers that make you look bad along with the business people in your community. That's what you first need to do. Second of all, you need to actually try to educate these young boys and young girls on financial education, because that seems to be your degree. But if it were me, I wouldn't take financial advice from you, because apparently you you prove to me every day that you're illiterate when it comes to financial responsibilities. And 3, the last person I would take relationship advice from is a man that scammed his entire audience out of money. So therefore, you need to stay in your damn place, boys. And that's out of the relationships field.
I don't care nothing about these damn kids. All I care about is my liquor, my weed, and my hoes. That's what you have. You have a lot of little 45-year-old children that walk around. Whoa. You see the one guy, there was one guy when she said she had 7 kids, he pulled his sunglasses down like, ooh, I ain't messing with that. And I'm not saying that somebody needs to go, that he needs to go be with her. He shouldn't try it because he's not qualified. He can't do the job. He's going to fail. But what I am saying is that that nobody on that panel is qualified to tell her what she's capable of in her life.
So I thought this was pretty interesting.
So you heard what Boyce, or I should say Boyce Watkins said. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. Boyce needs to be well educated on the subjects that he's talking about. Because just by this interaction alone, I can't stand to look at him for 2 seconds. And I was forcing myself to endure this bullshit. But shout out to the Duke. Shout out to O'Shea, who talked about him. Now, I'm going to say this. Boys, the more stupid shit that comes out of your mouth, the more I'm just like, thank God for more content from this idiot. I'll be posting the link down to the video so you guys can watch O'Shea's full video. And, yeah, Boyce, buddy, you need to keep your damn mouth shut at this point because your credibility is void in this community. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, channel, split podcast on Spotify.com. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.